Hello. How is everybody tonight? Hopefully you are well. See a lot of familiar names. Kate, Watchdog, Inquiries, Butterflies, Hoosier, Chaotic, Gray. Who all did I miss? I think I saw Lindsay Ann. Happy for you this week. And I ordered my my tumbler from you. This one's Gray's. Freak. And then I got one for myself. And then I got a Can't Stop, Won't Stop from Southern. Let me look. Hey, Cece, can I just have you come back in later? Is that okay? I don't know if you can hear me or not. It's going to be like 20 minutes, maybe. Because I can't hear you at all. And you're in here 2 times. I don't know what's going on, but she's in here like 2 times. Yeah, it's Southern. Help me out, Linz. Sweet Southern Sippin'. So she's been working with my OCD for the past couple days, and I already love her for that. So I'm sure my cups are going to be really cool, and I'm excited. So I'm sure you guys are all aware of what Anthony Greeno did. I'm sure no one is shocked. He does this. This is what he does. This is what he does to anyone that he works with in the professional, he doesn't know what that word is, world, or he's dating them, which I have never fucking dated him. So my God, stop. Like it's really old and you sound so stupid. Like come up with some better content. Just come up with something better, you know? I gotta get some chapstick. Just come up with something different, you know? Like it's just really getting old. But you know what? I'm not gonna give my forks away to it because I just did. Did you see me just give my forks away? I totally gave my forks away for that. But you just keep doing you, and I'll just keep not caring or trying really hard not to. But you just go ahead and keep on being lame and like being unoriginal because apparently that's all you got. But there's like 4 of you, and they've put my personal information, my full legal name, my address, and my cell phone number on his on his YouTube. Now I do know that he is definitely the one behind it. Yeah, they sure do. And thank you for last night. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for chatting with YouTube. Another friend had told me that I had to be at a certain level in order to like chat with YouTube. So, I just mentioned it to Gray and he's like got on it and helped me out. And then I got an email today from them and it was removed. So that is excellent. And yeah, love my Tumblr. I use it pretty much every day. So it'll be nice to have some other ones in that rotation. And so I don't have to like wash it so much. I can let it have a break from all the water. But definitely do not put those cups in the dishwasher. None of them. Not just like Grace, but any of them. But yeah. Yes, I definitely do too. I think that it should be. I don't understand why someone that is on his way to the big house is able to just have a monetized channel on YouTube and then commit crimes on it, multiple, not just like here of late. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, really. So there's that. But I am not going to go on a rant. I am just going to rein myself in. But I found a quote. I was actually looking for it because and someone in my comments had commented, and we were discussing back and forth the Edmund Burke comment about when good men do nothing, evil triumphs, or triumph, whatever, that one. And so I found another one where they think it like kind of originated one. And I couldn't remember what the comment was, but maybe this is the quote we've been looking for. Let not anyone pacify his conscience by the delusion that he can do no harm if he takes no part and forms no opinion. Bad men need nothing more to compass their ends than that good men should look on and do nothing. He is not a good man who, without a protest, allows wrong to be committed in his name, and with the means by which he helps to supply, because he will not trouble himself to use his mind on the subject. And that is John Stuart Mill. In an address, he gave that little speech. And yeah, I'm just not going to. This is a platform that I think is important, and I got to feel that and to see the effects of that paying it forward on Sunday when I got to talk with Charles's sweet mother. And there are a lot of victims out there missing and murdered that their cases do not make headlines. They don't get the attention that they deserve. And it feels really good to give them a platform that they can call their own and to give them support and help. I mean, you guys saw, the ones that were here, you saw how weary she was and so tired. 33 years of looking for her son. And for me, that's what it's all about. It's not about taking more than I give. It's about giving way more than I take. And to watch someone such as Greeno continuously take, and hurt, and victimize, and victimize, and victimize. You know, you can call me Carrie. You can call me his ex-girlfriend. Tell me whatever, but I'm not going to stop. And he can try to intimidate me. He can continue breaking the law. He can continue putting my address out there and putting my family at risk. He doesn't have any regard for life. Like, he has zero. I hope everyone can realize that. I see by all of the the likes that there's at least that many asshats in the world that like must agree that that's okay. And in what world is that okay? And in what world did I do the same to him? He is a true crime case. He is no more. Look at this. This is a true crime case. I don't know if you've ever done a foyer, but these are what they look like. This is what it looks like. Okay? Page after page after page of court papers. Public information. This is public. Guess what else is public? These are fucking public too. And you want to know who these are? You can see the name on it. This is her file that I have. This is just one of his. Just maybe let you know that. This is just one. This is the first one. And I'll tell you what. Wow, the beginnings of a psychopath are very evident right here. Like, I can't even describe it. There is no difference between this stack of papers right here and this folder of papers right here. He is a true crime case. Point blank, period. Like, he is. Whether you like it or not, he is. So, going back to the First Amendment, you know, like, let's go back to that. It's the First Amendment. And no, that does not give him the right to put out my address. And there's a killer out there. Like, I live in Indiana. I have 2 daughters, and you put out my address. And if you are culpable and you're an accomplice in him doing that, you're just as guilty. And I will be pursuing whatever I can, whether it be legal action, whether it be criminal action. There will be something done. I have gotten calls into a friend of mine who is a lawyer, And that's the route I'm going to go. I have already sent emails to the Carroll County Probation Office, the Carroll County Sheriff's Department, and the prosecutor's office. And if there is anything that I can do on my end, you better be sure that I'm going to do it, because you're not going to scare me away from doing what all of the other victims that you have blackmailed into silence by your veiled threats and your coercive control, because that's what it is. He's a controlling, manipulative person. And that's why he does what he does. And I can say that because I can have an opinion, and it's perfectly fine. If he wants to get on and have them type up an opinion about me, go the fork for it. Go for it. Go for it. But to put my address and my name out there that I do not use online, I don't use it. And obviously you can see why. Once you know it, I'm the only one in the United States, probably in a few in a few countries. And so yeah, there's that. And yeah, last night was pretty scary. It's gonna take me a minute to kind of get used to the that idea, and I think it would anybody. Oh, we got comments. Greeno, it's kind of beyond, like, it's like a step farther than doxed. Um, he put out my address online, and my full name, and well, not real, well, kinda, but and a bunch of other shit. So him and his little, I surely to God, it can't be very many. I mean, I think we got like 5 to pick from. And you know what? Just like thank God for good friends. Um Hoosier, Chaotic, Gray, Lindsay, like all of you guys, Watchdog, Cece, thank you. Thank you for being good people. And the ones that don't want to be named, you know who you are. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you did for me last night. That was really That's what this community is about. Not about a psychopath that wreaks havoc on everything he touches. And I did want to touch on my community post. Those are other women. That's not, he didn't direct those at me. Those are other women that he said that to, that he called a whore, that he said that, all that you read, that he called bitches. This is the person that he is, and that's the person that you're choosing to align yourself with. The guy that calls women bitches and whores and a bunch of other stuff and threatens them and puts their information out online and tries to intimidate them, because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make me be quiet. He wants me to get in line. He's one of those guys. He's trying to make me be put in my place and to be in submission to what he wants, because he is all about power. He is all about control. And that's what he is. And I have some definitions that I have prepared before we get into the what happened at court, because that's pretty titillating. It's really titillating. It really is. So from the Oxford Dictionary, I thought we would just go over, like, what is the word intimidation? So it's the act of intimidate. So it's the act of intimidating. You frighten or overawe, especially in order to make them do what you want. What is coercion? Persuade an unwilling person to do something by using force or threats. What is control? The power to influence or direct people's behavior or the course of events. What is harassment? Aggressive pressure or intimidation. Also bullying. What is manipulation? Control or influence. A person or situations cleverly, unfairly, or unscrupulously. There is a way to go about these kinds of things. Because again, remember, I showed you the files. If I had never told you his name and I had to just come on here, or if I was this big and I was on Netflix and you were watching Tinder Swindler, or you were watching Worst Roommate Ever or Dirty John, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Every single person would be in agreement. There wouldn't be not one single person that would be like, that guy is awesome. You better shut your mouth. You're just jealous. Jealous of what? He's like 5'2" and wears boots with a lift to make himself feel bigger. Like, what could I possibly be jealous of a habitual criminal? You guys can all go look me up now. Go for it. It's just, I'm not going to be scared because guess what? That's how he keeps winning. Is he scares his victims, especially the female ones, because you want to know what this all is? This is him, Anthony Greeno, Renee Anthony Charles Greeno, beating his own mother and grandmother up and his girlfriend. Like, not just like a little bit, like he shoved her. No. Wait till you hear what he's done. Wait till you hear how he lied to the judge to try to get the judge to let him out. He said the girlfriend that he's talking about in here died in a car accident with their unborn child. Guess what? She didn't die. Like, that child was born. Like, who does that? Who does that? And it's one right after another. That's why you see all of this handwritten stuff, because that's all him writing. He literally says that he is like some big person in Charleston, South Carolina, working with the disabled. He was literally bullying the disabled. That's the truth of it. He was bullying a wheelchair basketball team. But he told the judge, which is perjury, that he would been working with him for 2 years. He got escorted out of the game because he was bullying and harassing the players and yelling at them. Like, who does that kind of stuff? This guy does that kind of stuff over and over and over again. And this was in 2005. Can you imagine how much work I have ahead of me to try to get through all these? Because this one's got like 7 case numbers with it, because it's in Carroll County, and then it switches over to Tippecanoe County, and then we get to escape the law a few times. We're in Arkansas, we're in North Dakota, like South Carolina, Florida, like, and he keeps getting away with it. Why? Why should I have to not report about a true crime case when that's what my channel is? That's what my podcast was. That's why you're all here, for Pete's sakes. He wasn't expecting for people to treat him as the true crime topic that he is. 100%, absolutely. He thinks he's above the law. He thinks he's above everybody and anything that he wants to be above. He is a controlling, manipulative man. And that's just all there is to it. And if you don't like what I'm saying, I guess go give him more of your money. Like, you got a right to do what you want to do. You don't have a right to put my address on YouTube. You don't have a right to do that, ever. So yeah, you opened yourself a can of worms, and you know what, girlfriend? The girlfriend that thinks that you're the only girlfriend, like, you're not. Like, come on. You can't possibly think you're the only one. But you are just as culpable. And you owe me a really big apology for what you did. Because one day you're going to come around to the truth. You're going to come around to the truth. And I hope it smacks you in the fucking face that you did that to another mother. Like, it's disturbing. It's super disturbing. And I know what manipulative, broken victims look like. I do. And at this point, there are so many signs that you have seen in order to you know the truth. There's no way that you could not know the truth. There's not. You've been all over my page. And no, for the record, I am not Delphi Loonies, and I am not social media is not an investigation tool. I have zero need to be them. Do I like their pages? Hell yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I do. Because they're shining a light on this stuff that is really messing up true crime cases, real crimes. Abby and Libby. Like they're messing it up. And a page like that, unfortunately, is needed. If there wasn't so many assholes in the world, then pages like that wouldn't be needed, but they are. So get over it. If you don't like it, then don't go to theirs, just like you don't go to my profile and post ridiculous nonsense. Like, don't do that. But that's what I have. Why in the hell would I possibly need why would I need pages when I talk about it on here, when I post about it on my profile? Why would I need pages to hide? I don't need to hide my identity that way. Now, I was trying to use my nickname that I've always had. And yes, that is my legal name, but I have been divorced for a really long time, a really long time. And so, but once you know how to spell my name, like I said, you need no other information. And for someone to put out someone else's address, like that is literally just like, I know he did it to Gray too. You know, he does it to people that intimidate him because he thinks that that's what's going to work. You got another thing coming, buddy. You got another thing coming. I'm not going to go away. I told you I was going to be your very own Beth Dutton, and I fucking meant it. You know, like, yeah, am I scared? Is it intimidating? Because I don't know the crazy people. Just think about how bad he is. How bad must some of his friends be that are out and free and now know where I live? Thank God my kids were already going on a trip. It's just sick. It really is. It's just sick. He really is. He really is. No. Oh, there's my twin. Hi, Lynette. How are you doing tonight? Okay, so I'm like, what? Oh, and Trolls make sure to screenshot all my comments and send them to him. Oh, and Fouts. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Just send those right on over. Just... yeah. And thank you guys. Thank you for all being here. And probably the ones that aren't commenting are the ones that are involved, you know, and like I don't know. I have really good mods. I know I have fantastic Chris. So, and I have Hoosier and Amy, and I think I have a couple other I think Wesley's even here tonight. And so hopefully you're not too busy. Ed Hardy t-shirts. Oh, it is doing really well. Yeah, it is. Sure is doing really well. Made a full bounce back from that. Okay. So, what I have up next is March 22nd of 2022 at 11:30 a.m., Anthony Greeno had a court hearing on his fourth petition to revoke. And unfortunately, no, he has not been charged with any of the crimes that he could have been charged with. But he is going to, he had in that petition, it was a plea deal, and he had is it 906? See, Ivy's not here, so Hoosier 906 or 908 days that he would be serving in the Indiana State Prison. So now that has been revoked. His probation has been revoked, and he will be going straight from the Carroll County Jail to one of the Indiana State prisons, to where he will serve approximately, he served 50 years or 50 days. I wish it was 50 years. That would be amazing. Thus far between Georgia and his time here in Indiana. So at least because they got to give him good time credit, which it's like, well, they did nothing good while they were out, so like the good time credit just kind of blows my mind sometimes. Like, I don't know, I feel like they should give that to like juveniles, but like to habitual offenders, I don't think that they should get that. But you know what, I do believe in the Constitution, and sometimes you don't like the way things work out, and you have to be okay with that, because you do like the rights that you are afforded. And so I do, while it is annoying and I don't like it, the world doesn't revolve around me. Doesn't revolve around him either. Good luck getting him to believe that. Like, good luck. Anyways. So he had a hearing, and since he is a real crime case, we will be discussing this hearing tonight. And my guest, Cece, who she did attend with another friend, who I'm going to read a statement from here in a minute, and I love it, and it was absolutely perfect, and you guys need to hear it. But they attended this hearing in person. I was unable to go, and they went, and they got me this, and I'll tell you what, I have had it's been an oxymoron is what he is, because he makes you so upset, but it's like outlandish, it's funny, it's horrific, it's disgusting, and it's comedy. It's like a tragic, dramatic comedy. Just wait. Like, just wait. Like, I'm just getting started. I'm going to sound like Doug Carter. I'm just getting started. Yeah. Yeah, the highlight on the moron, Carol. Ah, there's Wes. Thank you for being here. And I saw your message. I didn't get to open it, but you're such a good dude. And thank you for being here. And I hope you don't mind. I think you're still a mod. So hopefully you don't have to work too hard tonight. And please subscribe to my channel. Like, it'd be really great. That would be great. And if you like it, you can hit the like. I hear that helps. I don't know. But yeah, it's hard for women in true crime, especially if you don't cover like the same case a lot. Because if you cover the same case, no matter what the case is, then you get a lot of people coming back. But it's harder when you're doing things that no one's ever heard of, and like, I'm not that great at it yet. I'm gonna get better. I think I've already gotten better. And it just takes practice. And no, I don't need anybody to comment that, oh, you're so great, and like, no, you're so hard on yourself. Like, I am not really that hard on myself. I know who I am. I like who I am, but I also know what I need, what my strengths are, and I know what my weaknesses are, and that's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay to be able to talk about like your strengths and your weaknesses, because we all have them. And if you're not growing as a human, then you're probably about like, like I that's just I can't live a life like that. And so I just am constantly trying to learn more. I think there's so much there's yeah, I mean, you can literally go to college if you want at the library for free. But let's have a little exciting thing. I have been wanting to get this book for a while, but well, it's expensive and I needed the other book to read it first and it's expensive. But one of my the people that I look up to has written 2 books. Oh gosh, I hope I don't knock that down. Ah, I finally got it. So I'm super pumped, and the other one is in the mail. And then I got 2 other books that I'm super excited about too that I've been wanting for a long time. So, yeah, I'm gonna be digging into this. I've always wanted to do it. I love medical genetics, and so I self-taught myself how to do all of that and create all of that, like templates and stuff, so I'm sure I can do this too. And I'm super pumped because this is a it is breaking real crime and, helping open so much, and I appreciate this lady where is it? Right here so much. So yeah, I'm excited to sorry, I just had to share my book. Hey, Lake, how are you? Hey, Crime. Thank you guys for being here. She is awesome, and Gray has her on his show, and so you guys will not like, she is freaking hilarious. Like, I feel like I know her from just I know it sounds weird, but I don't hug people because I have, like, issues, but I would probably have to give her a hug. Like, maybe she doesn't like hugs either, and I would respect that, but I literally think her and Misty are just freaking awesome, and I love what they do, and I love what they stand for, and Gray has them on his show, and it is so much fun. They have the best banter, and you know who else has the best banter? Oh my gosh, the couple that is getting married this week. So let's all take a minute to congratulate Lindsay and Dee. But I don't know if you guys are in their group, but they are the cutest couple. They are so funny, and they're literally like the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I laugh so much on their lives. They go live on their Facebook. We've got to get them over to YouTube. Like, I will help her figure it out because you can actually go live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Now, try keeping up with 2 chats. Yikes. But they are, and not only are they an awesome like couple, they are awesome humans. And then there you have 2 awesome humans together. And I was sitting out with my husband and I'm like laughing and he's like, "What is it?" And I'm like, "This couple, we're not going to be that couple because he does not like this world at all." But that's okay. But they are so cute. They on their last one, joined their group, they sang oh, they have, they single-handedly made all of the Smule songs not so terrible. Because they can both sing, and they're both just, like, good people, so there wasn't that, like, creepy trying to take people's money vibe and then, like, singing Disney songs when you're a grown man kind of a vibe. But I'm YouTube illiterate. Well, I will be gladly help you because I mean, but honestly, I'm not that far behind you, so we might have to call in help for your help. But, yeah, like, they really are, and what they're doing is so important, and they really are, like, helping make a difference, and if you're not here to make a difference, then why are you here? If you're not m here to make the world, like, a better place, like, pick another world to, like, be that person in. There's some people that, like, you can tell, like, everywhere they go, they try to leave it better than when they came. And Lindsay and Dee are those kind of people. So please listen to her podcast. And please go and join their Facebook group. You will not be disappointed on the Sunday Night Lives, I'm telling you. And so, anyways, back to this. I am going to read this. It's not too long. It's just a really short statement from her, and it's just really this is what it's all about. And just a really short sentence. She just really summed it all up. Here we go. I was there in the courtroom as representation of all his victims, his kids, to show the court what he has done is not condoned. He has pure evil in his eyes when he looked into Cece and I's eyes, called us bitches, and continued to spew out words out the side of the courtroom. That is her statement. To represent all of his victims, including his children. That is why you go to court. You know, you're representing the truth. And like, I loved that. So seven different animals may make an appearance. I don't know what that means, Kate. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and get yourself back in here, girl, Cece, I would go ahead and start with Cece is just she's just a little spitfire. Like, she has a high ponytail. She's adorable. And I meant to tell her I love her hair. She wears it. I wish I could do that. And it's just like, she's just the cutest little thing. And she is an advocate for Amaya Robertson. Amaya is an 8-month-old baby that was, she went missing in March of 2019. And it's a homicide. It's a homicide. Her body has not been recovered, and CC advocates for her day in, day out of the kindness of her heart, and because there isn't anyone else. And she has her group of friends that help her and that they do it together. But this woman is a force to be reckoned with. And to whomever, it was the girlfriend that thinks she's the only girlfriend. Yeah. You really think that I don't act like this in real life? Really? You really think she don't? I mean, you don't know us. Like, you don't know anything. And what you see is what you get. Like, that's what being a real person is. Whether it's on here or it's out there or it's down the fucking street. This is it. There isn't. And so the people that like keep spewing that, guess what? They're usually the people that are fake as fork. They don't know what it's like to be real. Therefore, they think everybody else isn't. And if you want to come up to Indiana, I am going to talk to you just like this. I am not going to cower away from Anthony Greeno. No, no. And neither is she, and neither did she. So back off. Like, there's a line that I draw. You can say whatever the hell you want to me, but don't say shit like that to them, because I will turn into a different person for you. Jeez. Can't even. Like, well, wake up. And there's all these other victims that are scared to death to come forward because this is what he does. And so do you think that I'm going to sit down on them? No, I'm not. And you better leave him alone too. And you know who I'm talking to, and you better leave her alone. You better leave all of them alone. You don't know what you're talking about. And to say what you said on my page, Arthur, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know a damn thing about what You don't have any education, obviously, on domestic violence and what happens. Because if you did, you wouldn't say the dumb shit that you said. So stop it. And without further ado, I'm going to be adding Cece. Hey, girl.
Hey, everybody.
I told you I was just going to keep it real.
Thank you for having me on. Absolutely. And thank you. We all love you. We all have your back. So we all have each other's backs. We all have each other's backs, and that's what we're about. So
yeah. Can everybody hear her pretty good? I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Might have to move closer. I like your picture.
Oh, thank you. I'm up in the loft. This is where I do my lives when I go live for Amaya.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Everybody can hear you. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait. What did she say? So she has a Facebook group. The link for Amaya's group is in the show notes, and so is her petition, and so is her petition for getting Anthony Greeno off of YouTube and everywhere else.
Yes.
I'm just going to highlight this comment real quick. I'm not commenting, but I'm listening, and I think Mr. Greeno is a scary individual. I did read he was investigated. Oh, okay. When I read that, a red flag went up about him. Well, yeah, I did not know that. No, we didn't. And I'll let her tell about that. So do you want to start us off just like with why did you want to go?
Well, I started that petition so we could hopefully get all of his platforms shut down and he could stop taking money from innocent victims and doing whatnot. And, basically, yeah, we want to go because we want to make sure he's going to be sent off where he belongs. And basically what Chanda was saying, that, we went there in support of his victims. And that's basically what we went for. So whenever we got there, as you know, we were talking to you before we got inside. And when we got up there, they were already in proceedings with Anthony. They had just started. So we sat behind him. And then it just kind of went from there.
So what were they talking about when you first walked in? What was he?
They were going over the multiple charges that he had, and that's when they started talking about, his probation, why he revoked probation, and the charges, like the prosecutor was saying stuff about, we know you're lying, blah, blah. And at this point, I decided I'm going to record his little weasel butt. So I just sat my phone up, stupidly. I shouldn't have done it, but I sat my phone up on my knee and you could see the back of his head because we're sitting directly behind him and his attorney, and they are facing the judge. And then the prosecutor's over to the left of the room. And then his probation officer is behind the prosecutor. And then you have 3 inmates and the jailer over here. So there was nobody behind us. And then they keep going about his charges, and he had an answer for everything. And some of the stuff he was lying about. And they were asking, why did he not do his mental evaluation? And supposedly they come up with this one mental evaluation that he picked out of his rear end. I don't even know where it came from. And at this time, the probation officer went to testify against him. Anthony has an answer for everything until they get to the part of a question in his probation. And then the judge says, well, why didn't you do this, Anthony? And he puts his head down and he starts shaking his head. And he said, I honestly can't answer that. I don't know. So
What was that one?
why didn't you get back with the probation department? Because he never reported at all in Morgan County. They didn't even have him on paper because he never went. And he didn't have a good reason why he did it. Supposedly, they didn't reach back out to him after he called. And
So it's their fault. It sounds
yeah,
about right.
basically. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then they got into his, remember everybody? He was saying he tested positive for methamphetamine, but it wasn't methamphetamine. It was amphetamines because of his Adderall. Well, I personally know about this because I used to work in a toxicology lab and I worked in the drug testing field. So basically, if you test positive for methamphetamine and you're in denial of it, whatnot, you have a question about it, they can outsource to another lab. But he denied all that. I already knew he was positive for methamphetamine. I don't care what he says. But in the courtroom, when that was brought to the judge's attention, he never denied it was methamphetamine. So there you have another lie. He was telling everybody out here he lied.
Yeah. Google?
So, yes.
Okay. Google. That's a good one.
They asked him what he did for a living, and I'm probably going to get a lot of laughs when I say this. Believe it or not, he says he works for Google. Now, when he's working for Google, we all know his sources. I'm working on true crime, unfiltered, and True Crime Investigates, and whatever other stupid source he has. And he's raking in the money from his followers and all the fake ass GoFundMe's and oh, we're gonna do this for this victim and all. You all know that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he's been making his money, and he has
Google.
Yeah,
though.
he has the judge convinced this is a legit job, you guys. And
the judge believed him.
Yes.
No.
But it was a legit job, but I wanted so bad to be a witness and get up there and testify against him so bad. But of course I couldn't.
I mean, you can work for Google, but he doesn't work for Google. So
no.
Like, what does he do for Google? Was that asked? Like, what's your job title? Does it has anything to do with astronomics and being an astronaut for Google, or what? What does it have to do with?
He didn't even have to describe it. But then the question came up. Then the question. Sorry, I get people like dinging me here, and it's ticking me off. Okay, so
oh my gosh, is this really what? Is this it?
What is that? I can't see
this
it.
This is why he thinks he works for Google. Google owns YouTube and pays the checks we get.
Probably. But yeah, we all know his fundraisers and his BS. But anyway, so then the question is brought up. The prosecutor says the prosecutor is getting more angry because, of course, Anthony's lying through his stupid teeth, and he says, "But." I can't see any of the comments, so I don't know what's being said.
He Googled stuff for Google.
Right. Okay, so then the judge was like, or the prosecutor, I'm sorry, the prosecutor was like, well, but Anthony, so I don't know whether you knew you had a warrant for your arrest or you didn't, but you left the state of Indiana. And supposedly Anthony played it in there that it was for his job for Google. Okay, so he has the judge believing this BS. And the judge said, if you would have just asked me and gotten permission, I probably would have let you go if it was for work, but you didn't ask. And you can't leave the state of Indiana without permission. And the whole time, like, I'm sitting there like, God, please let me up there. Please let me up there, because we all know, the ones of us that went on his true crime investigates when he was on the run and sitting in that room where he was doing his live podcast.
Outlaw 101. Let me help you how to be.
Yeah. And we all know he was like mocking like Carroll County because he's on the run, sitting there smoking his weed every night and talking about true crime while he's being a criminal that's on the run. Okay. We all saw that. So he had the judge believe in all this BS. And he wants to like walk out of the courtroom for some stupid reason. He thinks he's going to walk out of the courtroom.
He literally thought he was going to go home.
He really thought there was a possible chance. And I'm like, you have got to be freaking kidding me, dude. And then they brought up at one point, I'm not going to mention names here because I'm not going to do that. I promised I wouldn't. But the prosecutor at one point, they were talking about all of this letters that people sent into the court and stuff like that against Anthony. There were certain things that they would not let be entered into evidence. And then the one letter that they picked up was about a certain someone turning him in and basically talking about, you know, him going on the run, him costing Carroll County all this money because now they have to go and pick his butt up and bring him back here. And that cost them $2,500. So at this point, the prosecutor picks it up off of his desk, walks it over to Anthony's attorney, and he says, here, I want you to see this because we want Anthony to pay this money back. And then he presented it to the judge. So they're making him pay that money back, as they should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because everybody's funding him while he's sitting on the run. And like I was reading all the comments while he was going live, and I'm like, you gotta be effing kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Like these people are buying into this person's bullshit. So it was just, some of it was unbelievable. But in the middle of the court hearing, I don't even know how it was like Anthony had eyes in the back of his stupid head. He all of a sudden does an outburst of, she's recording me so she can put this on social media. And immediately I was like, oh shit. So the judge said, are you recording him on social media? And I'm like, no, because I wasn't. And then he said, you're not getting your phone back. So the jailer took my phone from me, and I'm like, shit, this is a $1,200 phone. Now what am I going to do? You know? So they went ahead and they went on with his court proceedings and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything else you want me to get onto before?
Let's see. Oh, his acceptance into Grace House in Florida. You had mentioned he had been thinking he was going to get out, so he had gotten himself accepted into, but it was in Florida.
No, this was actually in Anderson, Indiana. There was a halfway house mental something that Anthony got accepted into, and he thought that's where he could possibly go instead of serving his time in the Department of Corrections, where we all know he belongs.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the judge, he was like, no, we're not having that. And like in the middle of all this questioning and things, the prosecutor straight looks over because he's tired of hearing Anthony's bullshit at this point. And he says, well, Anthony, I know you're lying about this, and this. And the only thing I can think he possibly, I don't know, because he knows how to play the system. We all know he knows how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just the one question, like about the probation, that's the only thing he did not have an answer for. And I'm like, oh, you didn't think that one through too well, did you? So, I mean, it was just one thing after another. And then what disgusted me is the girlfriend, the one girlfriend of the many that you were talking about earlier, I won't mention names, has been paying his child support, you guys. And this person has little children of their own. So basically, they're taking money out of their pocket for this lame ass piece of shit that should have been taking care of his own children. Now this person is taking money out of their own pocket to pay his child support. Why? Like, he has nothing to offer anyone. He's sitting in a jail cell and he's a career criminal. All you have to do, we've been preaching it for how long now? Mel's been doing it for a long time. Chaotic Beauty's been doing it for a long time, and all the rest of you guys. Like, because I met him last year when he was doing a podcast for me, but Amy was the one that got all that information. But anyway, so I mean, I've learned along the way. And if I'd have known what kind of piece of shit he was, I would have never done a podcast with this guy. I was just like, oh, this is a way to get a Maya story out. And then I just learned so much. And it's like, we have to be a voice for these people and get the word out about him. And I'm sorry. And nobody's going to sit here and shut up until he's just, like I said in the comments earlier, a bad memory. And you can't intimidate people to, especially people like me and you and other people. You can't intimidate me. I'm sorry.
I know.
Like, you don't scare me, Anthony. You just don't scare me, dude. It takes a lot more than that, and I'm sorry. But so then, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I this child support
question.
And what is
Didn't
it?
the judge cut him a break for getting a degree in astronautics and Purdue University? Did
I
he,
don't know.
if he believed he worked at Google, we're just kind of thinking he probably.
That was so funny. I'm like, Google, like he pulled that one straight up out of his ass.
Well, how did the prosecution, could you tell they were just like so exasperated,
yeah.
So what about the probation? Like, because it was 2 departments you said that came, the one where he never did what he was supposed to do there.
Right. He never reported.
I guess I need to send some FOIAs to Morgan County and see if there's been any petitions filed from probation officers in that county too.
Well, I'll be honest while we're talking about that. Last year, on the down low, I called his probation, and then they told me at that time that he never reported, so he's not even on paper there. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, really? And then when I found out where he was in Lafayette, when he was hiding up there after he got his little warrant for his arrest, I called in his location, and boom, all of a sudden now he's gone on a Greyhound to Florida. How about that? So the prosecutor, he was just over Anthony. You could definitely tell by his demeanor. Of course he's doing his job, but like, he's just fed up. You got the probation officer going up there, and then Anthony's public defender was trying to shoot everything out of the water that she was saying, and how he never sent his mental evaluation to her, how he did fail his drug screen for methamphetamine and marijuana. And I'm sorry, but when he was on the run and he was in the car with who, where we could see her reflection in the side of the window, but he never put her on camera. I definitely could personally tell he was on meth. He was rambling 100 miles a minute and moving his mouth all funky, and I could tell. But they're all just over it. And when push come to shove, and then all of a sudden it comes to what's going to happen to Anthony, the judge told him straight up, he's giving him the time served for what he did in Georgia, and then the days that he's done up here, which is 50 something. I forget how many it equaled out. So that left him with 800 and some, how many ever days. And he is going to be transported to the Department of Corrections, which he thought he was going to some halfway house somehow. And then they asked him, do you want to appeal this? Of course, this moron says yes. And I'm thinking at that point, well, where do you think that's going to get you? Because you can't afford, and you can't afford a high-priced attorney. Like, you don't even have a pot to piss in, guy. So, is that girl, is she going to come up with all this money now? Because she's paying her child support too. Which I was just like, and then they say he's only $600 and some behind now in arrearage. And I'm like, how did it get from that to this? I don't understand. And
17,000. So maybe it's just like surely like he's just been making child. He he has to make a weekly like child support. So hopefully I'm sending you something to your Facebook Messenger. Can you check it real quick?
Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can see it. Shit. It just kicked me out. I think so. I think so. Mel.
Is it really?
I think so. Let me get back to where we were. Shit. I lost my spot here. Okay, hold on.
You're frozen in the fall. Like you look like you fell down. Uh-oh. She gone. She'll be back. The doodler and the googler.
Okay. Yes, that was.
That's him. Okay.
Yeah.
So Fouts is still his lawyer, and he is not the judge. He is the lawyer of this, and he was actually the lawyer of him in this too.
That
way back here. Oh, he was requesting him to be the judge presiding over his case to the judge.
Yeah. When I picked that up, I'm going to tell everybody that everything in that folder there that I put in that folder, it's all ugly. Oh my! And that's only just a small portion of his criminal history. That's his abusive history. It's not including all the other criminal BS he's done.
Yeah, but I have most of it. This was the only one because it's in 2005. Like they didn't have it. They had, they had to copy it off. They didn't have it on to where it's like electronic to be able to put it on PDFs and just send it to me because they're great about doing that. And they, those are free. This one did cost, but I'll tell you what, I think it was like what, $63.
It was $63 when they added on the $2.
This might be like the best money that I bought because this is where I need to start. Like I am very OCD, so I have to start at the beginning, but I think highlighting his criminal history because he is a true crime case. He's a true crime case. So highlighting it and going through it and putting it all together, because once you lay it all out there, you're just like, wow, because there's not a lot of times where he wasn't breaking the law in his life. And that's not someone that's changed, you guys.
No, he's still a career criminal. And definitely you can just tell he had no remorse for anything he did. Yes, of course, he's going to appeal the judge's decision. And I don't know where he thinks, because the judge straight up told him, I've seen you in here. You've been in front of me many times and you've never changed. Nothing's changed about you. And then the prosecutors gotten tired of dealing with his BS, the probation department. And then when he's being transported out, the jailer took my phone and gave it to the judge. Okay. And then they're talking about some contempt stuff. As they're taking him and the 3 other inmates out the door, he turns and looks at me and Chanda and says, bitches. And I'm like, and then I could hear him running his mouth. I don't know what the jailer said to him. It's a woman. She's in charge of the jail down there or up there. And I'm looking at Chanda. She's looking at me and we're like, really? Is that all you got?
She just our friend.
It is. I mean, and then I'm like, and later I thought of a funny meme that I want to put his picture on a t-shirt with that. His uniform, jail uniform, is beige. It's not orange. And I just thought, I'm like, really? Like, I've been called worse by better people than you. Okay. If you think a word is going to hurt me, you're so freaking out there, dude. And if you think I'm scared of your scrawny ass, I've fought bigger women than you. So I'm not scared of you. So for that to have been said, we'll only talk we wouldn't talk to his face like that unless he's in handcuffs. Like, you're sadly mistaken, honey. Okay. But after they took him out, then I had to go stand in front of the judge and raise my right hand and all that BS. And like, then they got on to me for recording him, and they asked me, was I live streaming him? I'm under oath at this point. So of course I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I wasn't there to like cause trouble. I wasn't there to do anything, but you know, I wanted to hear what was going on. I wanted to make sure his butt's going to prison. And then I wanted to be there so I could hear it for myself, because we all know he lies, and
Yep.
he would just made the biggest bullshit out of this whole thing. But I'm sorry, you can't do that. I was sitting there. So I'm the proof that
Yeah.
you can't lie. You can't lie your way out of what I heard. Okay, and her. So then he's asking me, did I live stream when I went live, or when I was recording? And I said, no, sir, because I
Yeah.
wasn't. And then he said, well, how did you do this? Through your camera on your phone? And I said, yes. And then they brought in this guy that works with the sheriff's department there. And at this time, I'm looking and I'm like freaking the hell out. I'm like, I didn't come here to be a criminal with the criminal. And I'm like, shit, what have I just done here? And then he was also an IT guy that works with Carroll County. So that what they told me they were going to do with my phone, they had it for quite some time. He took it and he said, well, we know about Androids because that's the type of phone that I have. And what his job was to do is take me and Chanda into another room. He did a big questionnaire thing with me and asked her
Mhm.
some personal information. And he was really super nice. He really truly was. And
Yeah.
then we just kind of started making a joke out of everything. And I said, well, oh, I've been having trouble with my phone since yesterday, because I have Verizon. And I said, maybe you can fix that when you're done. And we were laughing. And he said, oh, like the problems. And I'm like, okay, he's a very nice person. But anyway, then I told him while we were sitting there and talking about my phone, what he's going to do with it is do like a complete rundown on it, or whatever he had to do to wipe the video off of my phone. So he
Mhm.
knew that it would not be posted to any type of social media, which I wasn't
Mhm.
going to do that because I don't want to get in trouble and go to
Right.
jail
Yeah.
over some stupid shit. Um, but then I told him, I wrote up a petition against Anthony Greeno to shut all of his platforms down, any type of anything like the true crime, the Greeno Productions, Cash App, PayPal, anything he can make money off of, anything he can talk about true crime, anything like that.
Mm.
And I told him, that he's profited off of Abby and Libby, which, hello, we're in Delphi. Everyone there knows who that is. And these were two innocent teenagers that were murdered, that still there's a killer walking free. And Anthony's, spread lies in their case and
Yeah.
whatnot. And then we just kept talking. And finally, he said, I'll just be honest with you. He said, I'm on the same page with you. And I'll tell you another thing. Well, he took my phone. We went to lunch. We talked to Mel some more. And then I told her what happened with my phone. And then he told me, a certain time we could go pick my phone up. And then we went down to go get those court papers as well. And everybody in that courthouse knows Anthony Greeno. And nobody likes Anthony. Nobody in Delphi likes Anthony. Nobody in Carroll County. None of them like Anthony. They all know who he is and they all want him shut down.
Yeah.
And then we go to get my phone. And then, I sat and chatted with the guy for a little bit. And then he was asking me, what happened with my phone. And I was explaining it to him. And I don't know, it kind of worked in my benefit because whatever he did to clear out the videos on my phone, it fixed my phone. And then I didn't have any more issues. So I'm like, cool, thank you. He was a cool dude, shook
Yeah.
my hand, everything. And I told him to apologize to the judge of Carroll County. I apologized to him for taking up their time to clear off my phone. And clearly I was not there to commit any type of a crime, because we're just trying to get him shut down.
That's true too. That's true too, Jody. I called
Yeah,
there one.
yeah, any place Anthony has
Morgan. Oh gosh, Morgan.
any place Anthony has been in, and just his presence, like it's like a black plague. And everybody's on the same page with Anthony. Like nobody likes Anthony. And I mean, then, we found out where Abby and Libby's park is, stuff like that. We got to go see stuff like that. And then later on that evening, late last night, I did post, because I have a Hatton CC profile, and have a CC Hatton profile, which is my old one. I shut it down for specific reasons. He's friends with me on that Facebook, and that happened from last year whenever he did the podcast, and him and Chaotic Beauty come and covered my memorial walk for Amaya. Anyway, so where was I even going with that shit? I get sidetracked sometimes, but we just simply were trying to get his shit shut down, and that's what we. Nobody's on that page with him at all. And then
let me see if I can make sure we touched on. So he's going to have to pay back his extradition of $2,500. Add that to his total. He got 50 days credit for time served in Georgia and Indiana. Is that correct? And then they talk to you about how many days he has on his full sentence, right? For his plea. Was it 908 or 6?
It was 900 and something, but minus the 50 plus whatever, how many ever days, 54, 56, something to that effect.
I don't think it's 1 to 2. I think it's 1 to 1, but still, I don't understand why a habitual offender doesn't just. I don't understand that. Like 1 day is actually 2 days. Like really, like
2 for 1, you can get that credit. And I don't understand that either.
But like doing the stuff that he's doing in there, how is he getting a good day? How did he have a good day when he did all of that stuff? And they have been actively trying to get my address and my name and everything for over a month. They've been trying to get Grace, and they've been trying to serve him and Lindsay's. Like, so he's been at it not doing good for a while, and then he did that, and I'm sure like he'll still get his 1 day good. Like it's so ridiculous. Like,
and it pisses me off too. And I'll tell you, not to cut you, but like when he did that stuff with you, with my profile, that's what I was saying. I made this big long post to Anthony Greeno. I don't ever use that profile anymore, but I knew the girlfriend, the one that thinks she's the one and only. I made this big long rant to her, and at this point you had already been doxxed because I sent you what I said to him. I sent it to Chaotic Beauty, and I think I sent it to Chanda. Exactly what that post said, because none of you guys could see it. And at this point, you had been doxxed, and then everybody's upset about it. And he put all your business out there that he had no business doing. And then this morning, just as I said I was going to do, I called Carroll County Jail, and I spoke to the commanding officer, and it was the lady that was the jailer in there yesterday. And I told her, I said, you were there for the whole hearing. You know what happened. And she was really nice to me. Even I told her, I said, I really apologize for what happened yesterday. I was not trying to cause any problems. And then I explained to her what he had done to Mel last night, how he's doing all this stuff from behind, the Carroll County Jail. And what she told me is basically none of them like Anthony. I'm sorry, but they don't. And because he breaks the law, I'm sorry, this is law enforcement. You're breaking the law, dickhead. And
he's committing perjury in a court. Like, I mean, like you raise your right hand to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So I explained to her, who I was and what I do and how I met him. And had I known the truth about him, I would have never used him in a podcast. Chaotic Beauty and Incognito, absolutely, because they were on at the time with him, and luckily they left. It didn't take long to see through his bullshit. And
That's my frame for my cease and desist and anything else I might get. I went ahead and like try to do something decorative because I don't know how big it'll be. Like, will it fill up like a little bit? Will it fill up a lot? And I wanted it to be kind of cool. So I figured it would just look really nice, like right in the middle, you know? Then maybe I could do some things around it. And yeah. So just this is for my cease and desist. I've been waiting for like a couple years for that.
well, hopefully it can get filled up.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Like, and then I'm like, oh, I just want it so bad that I made some for us.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it so bad, but I haven't got it. But you know, the fake ones are kind of funny. So yeah.
So I was talking to her this morning, and I told her what all had happened. And then I said, he basically put all of her information out there, and now she's scared. And I said, I don't know if you know what doxing is. And she said, no, I'm not familiar. What is that? And I explained it to her. And I said, now he has all of her personal information on the internet and on YouTube and whatever other. And then she told me that she should possibly or also make reports because of him doing that. And I told her about, him running crime pursuit. Now I'm talking about Ed Bounce shit. Running his true crime stuff and whatnot. And they said that he's allowed to do this little call thing or whatever. And it's basically,
chirping, I think I've heard is what it's called. Like they can chirping. Is that why he got that bird?
something like that. And then she said that goes along with his Fifth Amendment rights. They can't take those away, but they have spoken to an attorney. This is prior to all of me calling, and they want all of his bullshit stopped, but they have to go through certain procedures. So they're not happy about what's going on either. She made it very clear to me this morning that she doesn't like what he's doing in her jail. She made that very clear to me. So with Anthony doing what he's doing out here, like behind bars, they're doing what they can. So they can't like make him stop. I even asked, like, I told her about the whole scenario, about the petition, all that stuff, and they know all about him, and nobody likes him. Nobody in law enforcement, nobody nothing. So
yeah, how could they? Yeah, and that was one of the things of just like I've never even put out his address.
right.
I've never even done that to him, and it's in all the court, like it's in all the papers. But well, mostly because I know that it's fake. And the person, like there was a person that he had tagged himself as living there, like pinned himself as living at her house on freaking Google, where he does not work. And like people were doxing her, and I like sent it to her like, hey, you don't deserve this, like whatever, like else, like a mother doesn't deserve this, and I wanted to make you aware of it. And you can, like, I would ask him to remove it, like remove himself from living at your house. But because like you have a child, and like that's like you just do that for other people, and then all of a sudden that turned into I'm some queen doxing queen. Like I got messages, someone was being doxed, and she deserved to know. And then I get blocked from that person. The person starts a GoFundMe, and they block me, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm the one that doxes everybody.
Right. I saw that
sent her. Yeah. I sent it to her, and like, this is what's happening to you. You have a right to know it. I don't dox people. Like, not even my worst enemy. I don't even dox. Like, it's just it's and like last night, just a normal thing. Like, I'm so glad that my children are away right now, and they're having a good time, and that I don't have to worry about them, until they get back. But like,
right.
My daughter had forgot something and ran out to her car, And I just like forgot that everybody knows my address. And because it's like a normal thing to go to your car in your driveway and like get something out of your car. And I literally like like ran outside. I know that may sound dramatic, but
We understand. You're
my
dealing with
kids
Anthony.
if something happened to my kids because of me trying to do the right thing and like not let him bully me and like be an example to the next woman, that it's okay. Like, it doesn't matter what he has done to blackmail you into your silence. Like, it's okay. Like, we know what he's like, and you come forward and you tell your truth, because I promise you it will be healing. And like, just to not let him win. When you don't let them win, you get stronger. You get your power back.
And that's what I want to say too, Mel, real quick. Like if we were to sit down and shut up, then he wins, and we can't let him win. And yeah,
I'm not gonna do
whoever
it.
asks, he's only 5'4". He's not. I'm 5'2". I can almost look him in the eyes standing up.
But
And
I
that's
am, I mean, I am scared of him. I'm scared
yeah,
of what he's capable. If he's capable of doing the things that he's done so far in life,
yeah.
the horrible things that the violent man that I'm reading about, that's capable of doing this to his own mother and grandmother, the ones that raised him. If he's capable of doing that and lying and saying that someone is dead to get out when they're not, if he's capable of that, what is he not capable of? So that's a very scary feeling. And then who are his friends? Who would he have that's willing to do something to be in mine?
He's
You
a
know, or
manipulator.
some other psychopath out there that sees my address and comes to my house. Like, that's a clear disregard for human life. That is not that is nothing that I've done. I am within my rights to talk about him. He is true crime.
And that's what people like you do. I'm not a podcaster, but I put the word out about him, that's what people do. They report true crime. And speaking of, when he called me and Chanda bitches, I'm going to throw this out there real quick and then shut up. I wanted to make a funny meme out of it because I was laughing about it all day. Like, bitch, really? That's all you got? Come on, Anthony. And then I was like, oh, we're bitches. Two bitches and a small fry. So that's my little meme for him now. Two bitches and a small fry, because he is a small fry. And I looked at Chanda and I said, honey, don't worry. And she said, I've never been called a bitch before. I go, really? I said, people call me bitches and all kinds of stuff all the time. I said, I think it's funny, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, that's my new meme, guys. Two bitches and a small fry. Anthony's a small fry. But he is evil. He is very evil, and people don't know. And that's why I messaged so the one person I was talking about could see it. So, honey, go look. All the information's right there. And that packet that I handed to you, Mel, today, that is full of ugliness. It's horrible, the stuff that he's capable of doing to innocent women.
I know.
And now that you know, if something happens to you, we told you so. And you're an idiot for not listening to us. So do whatever you
Say,
want.
oh, he's changed. That was in 2005. No, it wasn't. It was in 2005, again in 2007, again in 2008, again in 2010, again in 2018 for sure, because I got to get all that stuff together from what he did, not in Indiana. Again in 2019. This is not old, because he keeps reoffending. This is just the start, and I have to start at the beginning. I can't just willy-nilly just start at what he did in 2018 with the nice, and these are the people that reported it, because that there's more, because these are the people that either were forced into having to report it, because the police got involved and they're like, no, you are getting no contact. That happens a lot. But there's a lot of people out there that he scares out of their mind, and with whatever he can, he doesn't have to lay a hand on his victims in order to get them to be put in their place, to be submissive to him, to intimidate them, like he's gotten, yes, Randy, yes, he's gotten worse. Somehow he's worse than that over there. And I am going to read those. I am going to do it. I think it's important because there's going to be another victim. And at some point, you have to look at a criminal history like that, and somebody's going to be hurt seriously. He's going to be a Joe Warnock.
If he isn't already.
All about control. He wants to have the power and control over the court, like the judge. He can't stand it. He wants to be in control of that. That's why he did all that stuff in there. I'm sure you read some of it.
Yeah.
He that's the same thing he does in his relationships. It's all about power, and then that power is used for bad, and it's used to manipulate and control and coerce and all of the words that's what that is in these type. I mean, it's just, and I'm not going to. I've never been a girlfriend of his. He's never laid a hand on me. But I'll tell you what, I am not going to sit down. I'm not going to be told what to do and be threatened into it. I may be scared shitless, but that doesn't mean that I can sleep at night if I say nothing. At the end of the night, you're just being scared is not an excuse for me not to do what I know is the right thing to do. And Plato, that quote of just, your silence is consent. Well, I don't give my consent to the way Greeno treats anyone. True crime world, true crime. He doesn't treat anyone with respect, with kindness, with even he has a disregard for human life and protection. And I'm not gonna just I can't. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we got to get. I guess I might need to pay for cam scan again. I can't think of any other way to do it because it's a lot. But what I need to do is put them all in chronological order. Even if it means switching over to Tippy, so going from Carroll County, this is 2005, and then going to the 2007 and Tippy, because it's all ends up being one big blur of a case. But we got it. We got the Ivy. We got the case file. I showed it earlier, but they picked it up for me. No, totally worth every dime. Because
there's 61 pages there.
61 pages, yeah.
And that's just for his abuse.
Yeah. Well, are there any last things that we didn't touch on? So, he at least has that. Hopefully, Indiana state prisons are a little different, and hopefully, he doesn't have access to be on YouTube from there. Right.
Oh, I want to tell everybody, I see there's some people in the chat that I've never personally seen before. The petition, if nobody signed it against Anthony, please sign it so we can get it printed off eventually and get it sent to the right people.
It's in the show notes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. There's a handful of them that still slither about, and he puts them up to it. And, the thing is He probably is blackmailing them. You know, like, let's be real. We all know who we're dealing with. He probably and that's the thing is he knows, like, when he knows that eventually this person is never gonna speak to him again. And so he starts compiling evidence, things that he can blackmail them with. I like, that nothing to like, what? This who lives there like, how sad to live your life like that. But, those are, that's what he does, and how I know that is that it's in these papers. It's in these papers in South Dakota and in North Dakota and South Carolina. It's in these folders is where it's at, and, like, it's not lies. It's not lies. I'm not slandering him when I speak. I am not libelous when I write because it's the truth. That is the best defense against a defamation piece of paper. There is no defamation if you're telling the truth. It's oh, but and that's the thing is the girlfriend had said, someone sent it to me from her page is, I didn't start it, but I'll finish it. Well, you came to my page, and then I guess you did finish it, didn't you? I hope you feel good about that. I hope you feel good that you put my address out there because whether you did it directly or not, you gave it to him because what happened, guys, is the alleged girlfriend, she called me. She called me on my phone and she said, "Is this Mel?" And I said, "Yeah, hi, this is Mel." And then she hung up. And I'm like, "Well, that was weird." Like I thought I recognized her voice. And so I called her back. And that's when she got my address. And like bragged about it, like thought it was pretty cool too, you know. And so yeah, like be really proud of yourself for doing that. And I would never wish anything like that on anybody. I don't care how much they tell the truth about my boyfriend, you know. Like but yeah, so whether you put that on YouTube or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't forking matter. You gave a monster my address. Like, think about it. You gave him my address to use against me, knowing that that's why he wanted it. Come on now. You can send it to cease and desist because it's just a piece of paper. I printed off a bunch of them and made us fake ones. But they could be just as real because they're useless. Like, they don't do anything, and that he's willing to make you pay, like, $80 a pop? Come on now. Come on now. Because that's what a lawyer charges to send a cease and desist usually. Like, a lawyer charges a fee. But you can send them on your own. It's one of the easiest things you can do on your own behalf that doesn't cost you money that the lawyer has to do it. And that's just for the lawyer to actually send the actual paper. I'm sure they charge you more than that. But, like, he didn't care. He didn't wanna send me a cease and desist. I guarantee you I don't get one. He wanted my address. And he probably drove her nuts until she did it. But she did it, and I know it. And, whether, he put it on there, that's what's scary is that he's posting to YouTube. Like, surely that's not a thing. So if he's not doing it, then someone else is doing it. And, uh it's just really sad, like, I don't expect, like, anyone to I made my own choices, like, I chose to go down the road that I'm going, and I have to own that road whether it causes us harm or not, but at the end of the day, like, I know that I did the right thing today, and that's how I live my life, And I think that it is, I can't imagine living in a world where mothers and fathers don't look out for mothers and fathers. You know, I think that is like the saddest thing. At the end of the day, like, I don't care if you turned around and you got off of this live and you said the worst stuff about me and started attacking me. I'm not going to tell people your information. I'm not going to tell people secrets about you that you've told me because we were friends. Like, there's some things you just don't do, no matter what, and there's no justification for them. And so you're just as culpable. I don't know. Does anybody have any last questions about court? I'm going to take a little break. Can you run the show?
Absolutely.
Can you see the comments?
No,
I'll be right back. I just have to go blow my nose and go to the restroom really quick, okay?
Okay. She was a felon. She met online. Take a picture hugging her little girls. Okay. It's cougars, brothers, criminal, ghost. I'm just reading comments, you guys. Well, Cynthia, you say, I bet she is getting her hands dirty. If she's giving information about Mel that's personal and it gets put all over the internet, she's definitely getting her hands dirty. And she's biting off more than she can chew, and it's not good. 3 for 1 now on the days. Whoa, what? Really? Okay, he does not care about any girlfriend. No, he doesn't. And the sooner people realize that, the better off they are. I mean, this guy has not shit to offer anyone. He, like, sits behind a desk and supposedly reports on true crime when he's a criminal. And, like Mel said it before, he's running for sheriff. You can't run for sheriff if you're a felon. And you kicked in a law-abiding citizen's door portraying a bounty hunter. You can't even legit carry a firearm. Yeah, I think you're right, Cynthia. Needs a visit from law enforcement. I think anyone that has helped, like, in his fugitive escape or anything that he's done illegally, like, why aren't they being talked to? Yes, he is going to the Department of Corrections, Dana. He's going to prison. Yes, and Ivy, yes, he lied about his dad dying. He lied about his mother being murdered. She died of a drug overdose. His sister even went live and said, Anthony, stop lying. Greeno's cellmate. He stole my ramen noodles. Not cool. Oh my God. His dad is alive, Truth Seeker says, and lives in Michigan. Yes. And no, anybody that, like, goes and creates more crime and they put themselves in a position to profit off of deceased people that were murdered, they don't have a conscience and they don't care about anybody. They're looking out for themselves. And the girl that's helping him, for the ones that don't know, she has children of her own. So why are you paying this grown man's child support? That should have been his job. Those are his children. nobody else's responsibility. Not that we want the kids to suffer, but they're his children. Are you trying to say Plainfield Prison, Randy Gravett? Yes, Watchdog, he did. He abandoned 4 children. I think he's meaning Plainfield. Never adopted him, and he is not dead. He can't be making 25 grand a month. No, I think he pulled that out of his rear end. Yes, in Lafayette. He hugged the little girl that had been abducted. Yes, he's so sick. He gets lots of lotion and Vaseline, and then he likes it rough. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought he meant, Amy, is Plainfield, which is west of, it's basically a west part of Indianapolis. So I used to deliver Amazon to that prison. What is that, Kate? Doubt that what actually happened. Is there proof about him hugging the little girl? Or what?
No, he did not. He did not ever go. He was on the run that day.
Shit.
So no, that is
myself
not
out.
true. He did not. Thank God that's not true.
That's so
Joined again. Do you want me to let the other you join too?
I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Yes, none your business. Yes. Just another self-serving lie because he doesn't care who he hurts. And if you can't see that, yeah, how does he even get girlfriends? He's a deadbeat dad that can't even pay his half of the rent without having to go GoFundMe every month. He lies about everything. He is a little weasel. I know, right? Totally running Fox. Like, I'm so glad that that's a lie. Oh, she gone. Or wait, is she? Are you gone? Oh, there you are.
I was
Like super close. I'm gonna make us farther away.
Oh, okay.
I got like 1 hour of sleep, like legit, like 1 hour sleep last night. So I probably,
Gee, I wonder why.
yeah, it was a weird night. That's for sure. Of just like, but you know what? Like chaotic beauty, and I got messages from True Crime Maria today. Just I got so much support that it helped me to deal better. And I got calls from the anonymous people as well. And just all the help and like who's your cold cases and gray and so many people. And I know, there's more that don't want to be named. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you reaching out to me. I appreciate your concern and like trying to fight back to Arthur Wiggins on my page. I appreciate that you did that and that person knows who they are. And like, I appreciate Delphi Loonies. I appreciate social media is not an investigation tool. I think that they do get there's some things like that I don't like that they do, and but the majority of what they do has it has a cause. But like at the end of the day, like there's all kinds in the world, and there's other people that I don't agree with, and it's just like, that's okay. It's when you can't all come together. That's what's just like so mind-boggling to me, is that there's still people out there that like will spread rumors and lies that he's told them. Like, like this whole scorned business is a lie. Like, he screwed over 2 victims' families that I care about. I love them. Like, I love them as people. They're my family now. He screwed them over, and he used his mother's non-death against them. And that's how he was able to get them to talk to him and trust him, because they didn't. And then to take from them without any regard for what they're going through. Do you know what it was like to go to court? Just the amount of times I went. It was grueling. There was Talitha Beckley, Christopher Mathis, Jasmine Parker, Ashley Garth, and Garrett Kurtz. That is 5 different hearings. It's not like they were all scheduled on the same day and you just went once. It was all the time. And they work, and it was important for them to be there. And they took off work. They used their family went. Their family is awesome. And these are people that volunteer their time in their community. They are like, they work for the Abby and Libby Memorial Park. They have made that. This is the kind of caliber of people that they are, good people, a great family, every single one of them. So yeah, I'm going to go level 12 psycho on a guy that I don't even know why I trusted to start a GoFundMe, a money pool for them. Yeah. Was it thousands of dollars like he's stolen from other families? No. And I would like to know all of what he has really done, because I'm sure I don't even know the half of what he's done to Abby and Libby's families. It's disgusting. And anyone that supports a person that can say to a mother of a victim, "Where were you when your son was dying?" He said that to a mother of a victim. He's mocking those on my community posts. Those aren't threats to me. The one where he says, "I'll say I did it just to be a dick." He's talking about Abby and Libby. Calling someone a whore and talking that way, and what he did to Anna, and what he did to all of the lies that he's told to screw that case up. Yes, prayers for Michelle Barton, and that woman is a freaking rock star. She let him have it, as she should, and she didn't back down from him. And girl, don't believe that lie. That was a flat out lie. That he would say that, because what happens is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're not culpable. It doesn't matter that there's nothing you could do. Sometimes life is just fucking awful, and it takes your child. But to have an asshole say that, and then a community get behind him and give him $600 for his birthday after he did that? What kind of upside down, inside out, backwards world is that? We got a Greeno cellmate in here. What?
Yeah, the stole his ramen noodles. You were at the bathroom.
I didn't see with my squeeze. Well, yeah.
Yes. If you're watching, Anthony, hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Good try, buddy. Good try. Good try. I'll also be seeing you soon, you know. Like, I'm gonna get my ducks in a row, and I'm gonna figure out exactly what I can do, and I'm gonna do it, you know,
And we're
because
all
you're not
behind
gonna
you.
scare me away of doing I don't care how much it costs.
And we're all
And I
behind
know
you.
that if I win damages, I'm not gonna get him from him, and I will keep trying to get him from him, and I hope that what he's doing right now, gets him some more time, because remember last time he got, like, a year for what he did to Jess and breaking probation again, and then threatening the whole, you know, medical staff and ambulances, and, so the medics and the, police officers, like, just so y'all know, like, the Bailey thing, like, that guy did not lie on Greeno's report. He pled guilty to it, and he served his time. But see, the thing that's important to remember is why I'm not gonna shut up is because he got out and he went right back into it, just like he was never gone, and he got on all these people's channels, and they're like, "Oh, it's Anthony Greeno. Oh, it's Anthony Greeno, and he wants to be on my channel." All along, what he didn't care about them. He didn't care about them. He cared about getting back to his moneymaker, because that's all it is. It's all it is just money. And if that's all, then go do a job where you can be greedy. This isn't one of them. That's why I respect, and that's why I get pissed off when people give Gray a hard time. At the end of the day, the man gives, like, it was, like, over $40,000 to this community to help these victims. Like, and he talks about, I was telling you that earlier. He's on 7 nights a week, and he talks about cases that don't get a lick of attention almost every single night. Even when he does cover cases that do, he still brings up the cases that don't. And he talks about him this much compared to the good that he puts back. And it pisses me off. And people want to make him this bad guy. And yeah, you know, sometimes he can be rude. Oh, fucking well. Like, he's not Greeno. You can't even compare the two. Like, in my opinion, you cannot even compare the two. You can't compare him to anybody, because he's always gonna be the worst one in the room. And, you know, and I'm sure there's other ones out there in this community, but, like, go crochet, like, have a crochet channel and, like, get super chats from that. Go not hurt people. Like, go do something where there aren't people that you're going to be victimizing. They've gone through enough. They've gone through enough. I can't imagine what it is like to be a murder victim's mother, sister, dad, grandpa. I can't. I know you can't either, and that's why you do what you do, and that's why the majority of the people are here, because they can't imagine it. And out of some cosmic, like, luck or whatever you wanna call it, like, you're not that, but you could very easily be in their shoes, and to be disrespectful and to treat them disrespectfully, like, I will call out whomever is doing that. Like, you just don't do certain things. You just don't, and you don't profit off of it like that, not in that way. Like, I give to channels. It's no different than Netflix. I pay $17.99 a month for that. I pay for, you know, more, like, concentrated, criminal, like, I pay to watch true crime and, on TV. So it's just like, but there's just a big difference between somebody that would steal from a fund, and he wants to say, "Well, prove it." Are you kidding me? Cece? You like, we are like, he did it. We know he did it because he did it to us.
He did. And he's
I
done
know
it
he
to a
did.
lot of people.
He has.
And he's going to continue to do it until he gets his butt shut down. So that's why it's important everybody sign that petition. And we got to stop this guy. He's a menace to society. He's nothing more. I mean, he's the scum on the bottom of our shoes. And that's keeping it real.
Are you trying to tell me it's wrong to take and sell bracelets that were given to you for free by a victim's family? Yeah, that's wrong.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely wrong. That's disgusting. And I know that Ivy feels that way. She's like, because it's just so, what is the word? Just like bombastic. It's just like so unbelievable. But you know what, guys? Like, mods, like, comment real quick if you've had to block a bunch of people and run interference with trolls. And just let me know the answer to that before we sign off here.
I can't even imagine people defending him that needed to be a troll in here.
No. 2. Chaotic Beauty and Crime deleted 2 comments. You know, and like out of 8, there's been up to 90 that I've seen just on the little eyeball thing that they have up there. But like, you know, like, I think that says a lot. I think that people are finally starting to come together and speak out and like there's this, I don't know if my channel has it, probably not, because I think it's only for like monetized channels, but there's that little clip thing where you can like clip out pieces, or like, I don't care, like, if you want to put, you know, something that I've said on your channel, like, to let people know that like that's not what you're about, and you want to do that, don't feel like you have to, please, like, you don't, like, at all. There's so many great people in this community and I respect them, but if you want to, like, go for it. And if you want to tell your story, I'm here. It can be in private or it can be on here, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to tell your story and you want me to tell your story and leave you anonymous, coldtruthpodcast@gmail.com. You know, like, stand together and in the silence and be a voice. Did you notice how he tried to coin that term, be a voice? Made me so angry because he's not a voice for anybody but himself. He's a voice for him. Yeah, and you know, there's just like people that he has taken advantage of for way too long.
Oh, I did want to say something. I don't normally talk about other cases and other stuff in my group, but I did talk about Anthony, and I put stuff in there that, you know, you guys have said and you guys have came clean with about him. And I'm so happy because I actually, a few people they reached out to him to do fundraisers and they were going to use him, and thank God it was in there because they now they know the truth, they know the real him. So that's more people he didn't get to because they listened, they have a brain, they
Right.
listened.
I know, and that's what it's all about. And like, I got a comment from someone this week and it made my day because it was like, you know, someone in like, I can't remember what exactly it said, but just like, I heard what you said about him and like, I didn't give him the time of day, and like, or just the comments I've got about thank you for speaking out against just domestic violence in general, and like, and not dumbing it down and like saying DV and, you know, like things like that. Like, I do get a lot of really, I get way more support and love than I do hate and ridicule, and I appreciate it. And that's the thing is like y'all wouldn't be here if you believed the lies that they're telling me that he's telling about me. He's not believable, and whomever is aligned with him isn't either, because it's just beyond crazy. And yeah, I'm not going to take this down. This isn't coming down. It won't come down from me. I won't be taking it down. I mean, YouTube may because I've said like cuss words or whatever. I don't know all the rules yet, but like I'm not taking it down.
Oh, I want to say one more thing, Mel.
I would like to say what he said to the judge, and what he said I was going to say to the prosecutor and stuff. But
so this has to do with the lady I spoke to today from the jail.
No.
She did make a comment, and I want y'all to hear this. She did say Anthony is mad at us because we speak the truth about him and we get it out there. She said that. That comes from law enforcement people. For any of you that don't believe it, he's mad at us because we speak the truth about him.
Yep. Yeah. 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 But I think I'm done. I think we've covered quite a lot, and I'll keep ranting and raving away. He ain't gone.
And we've got your back.
Yes, right here. He should never be welcome back on to anything. Not YouTube, not this community, not the Delphi case, not any case. And as soon as you see him swindling his way into a family's life, everybody should be warning that family and protecting them. You cover that case. I'll cover that case in order for them to get the help they need. As long as they stay the hell away from him, because he's just going to hurt them even more, and they've been hurt enough. They've been hurt enough. They don't need someone like him hurting them again. It's not right. It's not right. And you support that, or you don't say anything. Like, silence is consent, people. It's that simple. Like, when he comes back, and he'll come back because this works for him. This, you do what works in life. And when it stops working, he will go away and find another one. He used to be a bounty hunter when he really wasn't. And he wreaked havoc on that whole community. I mean, they band together and got him out, got him extradited, like wrote to the judge. I have those letters. And that's right. There's so many people in here that are not silent and that speak out all the time. And like, that's what it takes is none of us, like, we're a team. We're a team, and we have to keep not being silent and making sure the domestic, especially the domestic violence victims of him, they know that they have a safe place and that they're not going to be bashed again like the one girlfriend was. Like, that still crushes me that people would treat a victim like that was finally done and was trying to tell the truth about him. And I am not happy with the current one right now, but I guarantee you I will be the first one on that live to support her if she comes out and tells the truth about all that he did, because I know that he is manipulative and controlling and very good at it. Very good at convincing you that what is reasonable is unreasonable. He's very good at convincing people of that. It's mind-boggling, but when you're in that situation, it is, Ivy. It really is. It's hard. It's hard to watch that and to think that she basically got harassed and bullied right off of YouTube and is gone. Like, I hope that she is living her best life and hasn't looked back once. And like all the ones that are watching, and I hope that that like you're not, that time you spent with him does not define who you are. You know, we all, like, I've fallen for the friend I talked about that, like, even there, like, stalked me and, like, but there were so many signs, and I just didn't listen to him. Like, this, not saying I'm the smartest person in the room, but, like, smart people can get taken in by bad people because wanna know why? Because most people are good. And when you have a good heart and it's hard to recognize evil. It just is, and that's why he's able to do what he does because he's very smooth. He loves bombs. I mean, just, fills you up with, he's the dream, but it's a lie. And yes, the petition is in the show notes. So please sign it, take it, share it everywhere that and get as many signatures on it as possible because last time I looked, his channel's still up. Last time I looked, his other platforms are still up and somebody's running them. So, well, I appreciate you coming on. Do you have any last words you want to say?
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you, Mel, for having me on here, and don't be afraid to speak out, you guys. Don't be afraid to do that, and we have your back, Mel. So that's all I have.
Well, thank you. I thank you for going and like your friend said and my friend said of being a witness and standing up for victims that he has victimized. And thank you guys for doing that. And thank you for getting me that
No
report.
problem. No problem at all. My
And
pleasure.
everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. And like you guys have just been awesome. And and the thing is like most people can be like, man, like I do what I do. I don't want to be in her shoes. And so they have a kind heart for what's just happened. And like that's the thing of like where you just, like, I don't know how people can live a life where they don't think about what it would be like to walk in someone else's shoes, because as soon as you can take a moment and reflect and do that and to really think about it, like what it would be like to be in a murder victim's shoes, a person that is telling the truth and reporting on a true crime case that's no different than what I did on Ashley Garth. And getting their address put out there. Like, like thank you for standing up for what's right and not continuing to dox me and put that information out there. I know one person did. I saw it on the Delphi Loonies page, and that's just that's another really kind of crappy thing that you did there. And I hope that you wake up soon. And with that, good night. So appreciative of you all. I would really appreciate if you would hit the subscribe, and there's more to come, and you're not going to want to miss this true crime case over here, this case file. You're not going to want to miss these files. And I hope that once they're out there, I want them on record, and I want them to be able to be concise and easy to understand, because some of it isn't easy. I get it that reading these affidavits and court case files is not easy to understand, but at least there'll be somewhere that you can send the next set of victims for when he gets out in a year or however long it is, because there will be more. There will be more. He'll be right back. He'll come back, and he'll have some sob story for you of why I'm the bad guy. You want to know how many forks I'm going to give about that? 0.
You're not the one sitting in jail.
Yeah. Joke's on you, buddy. Joke's on you. You know how you stay out of jail? You don't commit crimes. Yeah.
Thank you, Running Fox.
It's the truth. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. And I think Gray's live. Go give him some love. I think my friend is going live. So I saw it, HTC. So go give him some love and just like thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate all of you and have a good night.